The disciplinary strategy that I used in this lesson was freeze frame and a T-chart. All right, so today we're going to do a strategy called freeze frame. What we're going to do, you want to put as your heading then the core critique, okay? Because what you're going to be working on then is as you watch the video, we're going to watch a few clips, then we're going to go and freeze it. And when we freeze it, we're going to set up a chart that says what I saw, where you're actually going to write down the things that you saw while you watched it. Then we're going to go back and add evidence. So do you think that part that you saw was actually correct, or do you think that part's wrong? Okay? The reason why I chose this particular strategy is because a lot of times in science class, students ask me if this movie was real or if this movie is real, could these things actually happen? So I chose this strategy for them to actually be able to critique movies and decide on their own if it is something that could really happen or if these are all just fiction. All right, so to kind of give you an idea, the first clip, we're going to watch about 1.5 minutes, and then I'm going to fast forward it a little bit. All you've got to do is watch it so you can remember what you actually saw, okay? Now, anybody got any questions about what we're doing first? So what are some things we could write down then that we saw? So, Riley, what was one thing?
The shuttle landing in the LA.
All right, so the shuttle landed in LA. Was that where they were supposed to be landing then? So they were off course. And did anybody catch why they were off course? What messed up then that made them off course? All right, their satellite, and also their compass was off, okay? So their directions were off. What's another thing that went wrong on Earth?
All the birds.
All right, all the birds. What did they do then? All right, all the birds started crashing. Why did people drop dead? What was wrong with them? So they had something in their heart. What was in their heart? A pacemaker. So all their pacemakers stopped. Those are all the things we saw. And we saw a lot in that first clip. That's kind of why we're doing this one together, to make sure that you know what you're going to be doing on your next one. We've got to decide then, is what we've seen so far actually correct? Now, I want everybody to go back then, and I want you to turn your notebook to your stuff on the layers of the earth, okay? So just turn your notebook over, find where it says layers of the earth. And you want to think about then, have you ever heard of anything called an electromagnetic field in Earth? So you might want to look at the notes you wrote down and your picture. So that was the first clip. Okay, so we've got some evidence that the outer and inner core do make a magnetic field. We're going to draw a line underneath it. And what you can do now is put a 1 up here, because this was your first clip. All right, you also want to think about, too, what kind of evidence. So I've got a lot of people writing down what they saw, which is perfect, but what kind of evidence? So do you think this is correct? So write down something that you would see that was wrong or something that was right. All right, before we talk about it out loud, I'm going to let you do like you normally do. I'm going to let you turn to your partner, because everybody's got different ideas. You want to actually share with your partner then what you saw, what kind of evidence you thought you had. Okay? So that way, if you don't have something or something's confusing you, you've got a chance to talk to a buddy. You've got 1 minute right now to talk to your partner, and Jalen, you can talk to you ladies, okay? To decide then, what kind of evidence do you have? What kind of things did you see?
They also talked about going to the core of the Earth.
Oh yeah, they said what if we could fix it?
Yeah, but
They ain't gonna get down there.
Yeah,
They gonna melt before they get
yeah,
there.
it couldn't happen. They would, for one, melt, and then if they didn't melt, they'd be crushed.
But he said it actually is impossible to get to the core. So if we go back over here then, what kind of evidence did we see? So to let us know if he's right. Lexi's group had an idea first is the peach a good model for what the earth looks like? Yeah. All right, so one thing we could say is that the peach is a good model of the earth. All right, what else could we say could be evidence? So he used hairspray and it burned to show what the sun's going to do and that it's going to burn up, okay? What's another evidence then that could help us know if this is right or wrong?
No, he was explaining that we couldn't get that far now.
All right, so is it true that we can't get that far? All right, you need to think about then if the core could actually stop spinning. Is that going to be true that it can stop doing that? All right, you got to think of, to kind of give you an idea to help you out, the cores inside of Earth, did they keep having day and night? Did they keep having day and night? Yeah, the day and night didn't change, just these things did. What does Earth have to do in order to have day and night? It's got to spin. So you need to think about then, I'm not telling you the answer, I'm just kind of giving you some ideas. Could the core actually stop spinning if it's inside of Earth? Okay. I think this strategy assisted students with understanding the science goals for the lesson because it didn't really give them a definite answer. They had to go back and use their knowledge that we learned in class to apply it to actually decide if the video is right, if it's wrong, or if it's only partial. Based on today's evidence that you have, what I want you to do is draw a little line across the bottom, just like you did before. And all you want to do then is, now that you've seen two parts, now that you've written down some evidence, you want to decide then, so far, is the movie accurate? So could this movie actually happen in real life? So what you want to do is you want to write down, I believe the movie is accurate, I don't believe it's accurate, it could possibly be, but you want to give evidence to support your answer. What I like most about the strategy is that the information is chunked. They are able to watch a little clip, stop, write down the information, and they don't get overwhelmed. I also like that students are able to think their own thoughts first and record them before actually discussing them with the group.
I said that the movie The Core wasn't real because of it showed the mantle, and it had the mantle had crystals in it, and I didn't believe that. And they made a machine that went all the way down in the core, and I don't think that machine could take that kind of pressure.
The movie The Core could not happen because I just thought there was no way you could create a laser that would cut through the earth all the way down as far as they went. And I also said that even if you could create a laser like that, the pressure would be way too hard to bear, and they even got out of their little ship thing, and I just don't think that's possible.
It wasn't real because they had a ship and they went all the way to the bottom of the ocean, and before they even made it through the oceanic crust, they would have crushed because of the pressure.
One reason why I think the core wasn't real is because I think it's impossible to actually get to the core of the earth. And I think it's impossible for convection to stop happening. And I don't think there's a slight chance of anybody actually getting down there and actually putting a bomb in the core to actually make it rotate, because I just think that's not real.
I liked it because it helped me, like, instead of just watching the movie fully, it helped me, like, comprehend better and get to remember the movie better. I actually liked freeze frame because, well, for one, it gave us a chance to watch a movie, and, well, it helped us to remember what we were doing.
I liked freeze frame because I didn't just have to watch the whole thing, because normally I forget what I watched in the beginning. So I watched some, and then the teacher froze it so I could write down what I learned from that one clip.
I like freeze frame because, like, it just made the movie a lot easier for me to understand, and it made it a lot easier for me to write my important facts down about it.
Well, the T-chart helped me have all my ideas and gather them all right there so I wouldn't forget them, and I knew what I was doing. And the T-chart went along with that because we had what we just watched right here, and we had time to write it down and everything.
I think it helped me because I wrote what I saw and evidence on the other side, and I could what I saw I could organize that and then tell why I wrote what I saw.
My final thoughts about the strategy are basically, I would definitely do it again. It increased motivation for students. It helped them kind of relate it to their regular life based on things that they've seen in the past.